I think you'll remember the first one, the first Big 12 championship for your team down in Kansas City, a very memorable time. And before we get your thoughts on it, we're going to look back and have a good memory as Jeff Grummer reminds us of the Big 12 championship against Texas.
In Cyclone women's basketball history, the Bill Fenley era has been full of firsts. A first NCAA tournament appearance, first NCAA tournament win, first Sweet 16, and even first Elite 8. But when it comes to outright championships, another first came on March 12, 2000. The Cyclones had tied Texas for the regular season Big 12 crown, and now would face the Longhorns in the championship game of the tournament. Texas was a traditional power, but this season the Cyclones were a machine with many moving parts, able to score on the inside, from the outside, and on the drive. And when it came time to tip off for the title, the machine was in high gear. It's a sweet win for the Cyclones, 75-65 over the Longhorns. And history is made. This is the first women's Big 12 basketball tournament championship in school history.
I think we wanted to prove, we had tied, we hadn't really proved that we were the best team, and I think we did at this tournament. It's incredible, with all these fans, how could we lose with all their support? They've been incredible.
They earned a championship, they played 3 great games, and it's a trophy that we'll prize forever.
Cyclone players, Cyclone coaches, and Hilton Magic South. A simply unbeatable combination in 2000. I'm Jeff Grummer, and that's your Bill Fenley Show Flashback.
Jeff, thank you. And Coach, it's going to be fun to look back at those all year long. I know the year before you had lost to Texas Tech in the championship, and this year in 2000 you finished the deal, and so many Cyclone fans there to celebrate with you.
Yeah, it was a great night. And when you do something for the first time, you always remember it. And to win a championship for our school, to win it in Kansas City in front of so many, Hilton South started, right, I think, at that moment, and to beat a program like Texas and Jody Conrad and so many things, and probably as well played game in a big game as I've had a team play, and with Stacy and Tracy and Angie and Dez and all those kids, that everything went right. We handled the ball, we handled the pressure, we learned from the year before what you have to do to finish the deal. It was a great moment, and the celebration that went with it, and the excitement that all of our fans felt, and I think it was something that not just the basketball team won that day. I think a lot of people won, and I think a lot of people who love Iowa State really felt something special, and it was something that we all celebrated and really enjoyed.
And it was obviously half of what was just an unbelievable weekend with the men winning as well. And I can remember how overwhelmed the city of Kansas City was with just Cyclone people everywhere. It was in the newspapers. It was what the broadcasters talked about. It was 1 in a million, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was an amazing weekend. I think the beverage sales were very good that weekend in Kansas City, and I remember winning, and then the very next day going to watch the men, and it was a weekend that I still remember Dr. Jiski and leading the cheers, the Cyclone fans and the band, and it was just it's everything coming together. It's the perfect storm of enthusiasm and effort and execution and everything going together, and it kind of really set the tone of what Kansas City can do for that tournament and what the Iowa State fans meant to that tournament.
Great.